here. Oh, interesting. Okay. Wow, this is taking a while. Okay. Let's see. All right. There we go. Okay. And there's my lyrics. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, babe? Okay, great. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Huh. That's not so great. Hmm. I need the briefest of moments. I'm having a couple of technical difficulties, but I expect to be starting any second now. Feel free to say howdy in the chat if you want to. Yep. Wow, man. There we go. That's better. Okay. don't know if you guys can hear it, but right now there's a great deal of white noise in my house. And the reason there's a great deal of white noise is because the furnace is working. It is heating my house. So thank you. Applause for being so awesome and being so generous. I'm going to reload this. I don't seem to be able to see the chat. Pop out the chat. There we go. There we go. There's that chat. Oh my God, look at all those people. Holy moly. Good morning, Hilmy. Good morning, Rick. Good morning, Greg. Greg, what are you doing awake at this hour? Good morning, Sunshine Jen. Good morning, Joel and Robin from Morning Rob Bond. Good morning, Ben Wallace. It's so nice to see you all here. This is going to be mostly requests because there were so many of them, and it's kind of gratifying to play my first concert in 2 years and have so many people want to hear so many songs. So that's awesome. Here's track 1 from the Groove Lily record, Are We There Yet? From the lovely year 2003, which feels like so long ago now. Wow. But rewind. Hang on, before we get into it, come here. Oh, yeah. So this is Arlen who wants to say thank you for the heat. And Rory, can you come say thank you for the heat too?
Thank you for the heat.
Let me see if I can get you visible as well. Can you come up here? The camera's actually up there with the red light. Everybody wants to say thank you for the heat. And
thank you for the
my
heat.
friend, have made us smelly.
Thank you for the heat.
Thank you for the heat, says everybody. Okay. All right. Hello, Christiana. Hello, Pat. Hello, my son Mose. It's so nice to see you. What a bonus. Oh, calling all aliens and time-traveling super freight. Secretive scientists with secretive client lists. Calling all aliens. I know you've got this practical invention to move a human through the 4th dimension. Well, I need to get my hands on the remote control of my life and press rewind. Press rewind. I'm feeling paranoid, hanging like Harold Lloyd. The clock face is dripping, my grip is slipping. Yeah, I'm feeling paranoid. Ground control is tampering with my flight plan, shortening and hampering my lifespan. Yeah, I need to get my hands on the remote control of my life and press rewind. And press rewind. And press rewind. And press rewind. If I could rewind my life, if I could revise my ways, if I could rewrite my lines, if I could rerun some days, I would take back the ugly things I said and all the people I misled. They would see me looking shiny, new and clean. So I'll give you lots of cash if you take out my karmic trash. I will need proof, pay through the roof. Yeah, I'll give you lots of cash. H.G. Wells me back to where I started.
feels very, very different to do that without Val and Jean. I'll tell you that right now. It's for those of you who have met in the past few years, that is a song inspired by this piece of spam, this email that was sent out around 1999 or 2000 by this guy who happened to send out a lot of spam as a way of making a living, but he was also suffering from some mental disorders, and he believed that there was someone out there on the receiving end of this massive amount of spam that he was sending out that could help him rewind his life. And something about his original email just struck me as so like adorably desperate and sad that I just had to write a song about it. So that's track 1 from Groove Lily's Are We There Yet? Yay! You know I will rock a keyboard solo. I just need to like not be comping at the same time. Thank you. It's so nice that you guys are all here. What a wonderful thing. Yay. There were some really interesting requests for songs that I have never played live before. And I think I'm gonna do one of them right now. Let me just see here. Still warming up. 9 a.m. is a little bit early for me, but woo, yeah. Also reaching way back into the Wayback Machine. This is the first time I will have played this all by myself. This is a song called That's Your Department from a musical called What? Which had a very brief run at the Village Theater out in Issaquah, Washington back in 2013. What was conceived of and was co-written with my old friend David Jaberbaum, who used to be the head writer for The Daily Show. And he had this idea that that Ronald Reagan's Secretary of the Interior, James Watt, would be the great subject for a musical. And that's what we did. We wrote a musical about the lifetimes, rise and fall and redemption of James Watt. And it is very trademark laden with irony in the way that my friend David Jaberbaum likes to write. I think we are no longer being right with you. I'm here. But this particular song is a moment in James Watt's time in the office of the Secretariat of the Interior, where he is just getting to know everybody, getting things started, and we envisioned this as kind of a Rocky or Rocky 2 or Rocky 3 moment in which it's a montage where they're like getting down to business, deregulating coal leasing policies so that they can strip mine the entire country. This is what things were like back in like 1981. Not like we haven't seen anything like that in the past 4 or 5 years. No. So here we are in our Rocky 2, Rocky, just, there's actually, sorry for the diversion. There's a song that I'm ripping off very directly, just changing the notes on the chord progression when we get to this special dance break in the middle where they are doing their dance break of deregulation. Here it comes. Oh, it's that short. Oh my God, it's that short. Let me turn this up a little bit. This is it. This is the big brass ring and you're grabbing it. You're a hit. You're the star of the Reagan cabinet. Some men quit when the going gets rough. Deep inside they've had enough. But your interior is tough. It's your department. Time to move. Time to pick up that weight and carry it. Time to prove you're running the best damn secretariat. Where you don't care what the future brings. You're too busy signing things. That's how you pull the strings. In your department. Oh! Meetings with assistants. Strategy reviews. Can you go the distance? That's a little taste of What, the musical. I have to get around to mixing that original cast album, but I'm really looking forward to it. I miss that show. I need to see where we are with the chat. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Hilmy. Yeah, David Javerbaum is a sick and wonderful writer. He's just so good. Let's see here. Why don't we try this one? So, I've been pretty low lately with just thinking about all of us humans and how susceptible we are to misinformation, how we can, in the desire for, to make a human connection, we can let that be our determining factor in whether or not we pursue a line of inquiry that leads to truth and facts, or instead to complete BS. So I've been writing a bunch of songs that are just really, really depressing. And this is one that is helping me lead my way back out of that. This one is called Ladder to the Sky.
Essential. Yeah, you are erasable. You fritter away your potential. Yeah, there's a million other suckers with a story like you. They're all singing "Woe is me" and tell me what shall I do. They got a million broken hearts. They're all bruised and bandaged, wondering why did they fall off the ladder to the sky. You're just a walking cliche, babe. No, it's pretty traditional to say the things that you say, babe. You're like, stop me if you've heard this one before. Well, we did. We've been up and down this road a million times before, kid. We're aiming for a certain slice of market share, but don't even try. You're just climbing the ladder to the sky. That's not the point of this. It's not about climbing. Do this for the joy of this, and for the fun of the rhyming. And there's a million other suckers who have not figured out that the world is not a ladder, it's a shadow uptown, where the best that you can do is shed a little bit of light before you die. Brighter by and by, and have pity on the poor deluded souls on the ladder to the sky. On the ladder to the sky. Yeah.
keys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Greg Kozak. Good to see you, sir. So nice to see you, Meg. Let me see if I can, you know what I can do with this camera? This is my teaching camera. So I can actually just kind of aim it right here at the keys. Let me try aiming a little bit. But mostly I do that for brief moments during lessons. Let me just see what we got going on here. That's a little bit better. Okay, great. More vocals coming up. Let me make a couple of adjustments here. Just a little bit less on the piano. Thank you. Yay, team. Okay. I'm going to pull another one up with the track because it's kind of fun to play along with the track. Let's see what we got here. This one's about a superhero. One of those people who discovers his new powers sort of late in life after a very exciting accident with a Home Depot delivery truck filled with sandpaper. And he becomes the Sandpaper Man. I'll work on that. I'll try to get the vocals up for you. Hang on. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Thank you, guys. When you need a handyman who's ready, willing, and able, baby, I'm your man. Can I bevel off the corners from your new coffee table? Baby, yes, I can. Do you need to take that coat of paint right off of your chair? But you hate the smell of turpentine. Don't you let the smell of furniture fill you with despair. You just get on your phone and get me on the line, 'cause I'm the Sandpaper Man. I'm the Sandpaper Man. I got sandpaper on my fingers, I got sandpaper on my feet, I got sandpaper clothes from my head to my toes, and shaking your hand when we meet. So if I don't get too close to you, I hope that you understand, 'cause I'm the Sandpaper Man. Sandpaper Man. So I like to hang around outside my local Home Depot by them orange exit doors, 'cause I like to use my superpowers for helping people, shaving splinters off their 2x4s. Yeah, I used to be a husband and a regular guy, and I used to have a regular skin. Then I mutated into this thing, and I'll never know why. Ain't no point in wishing about the way the things might have been when you're the Sandpaper Man. I'm the Sandpaper Man. Got the superhero costume with a superhero cape, but I'm steering clear of attachments here, 'cause I tend to scratch and scrape. So let's keep things all superficial, stay away as far as you can, 'cause I'm the Sandpaper Man. Sandpaper Man. Those times you try so hard to cause the least amount of pain. Know those times you kinda make it easier on everyone. know those times you cannot bring yourself to rip the Band-Aid off. Watch that wound get more infected every single day until you finally get the courage up to give this thing all over and down. The road to hell is paved with stuff like this well-intentioned plan. So follow it to the letter, and you'll turn into the Sandpaper Man. I'm the Sandpaper Man. I'm the Sandpaper Man. I know what will hurt if you come near me. It'll hurt you if we touch. And it's hard to believe, but heart's on my sleeve. It hurts me just as much. Maybe someday I'll get my costume off and get a hug, get a kiss, maybe get a tan. Yeah, but now I got to keep my distance, keep to myself. But if you need something sanded down, just ask for my help. 'Cause I'm a Sandpaper Man. I'm a Sandpaper Man. Well, I like to. Maybe that's where the song was supposed to stop, but I just kept going. Thank you so much for coming, you guys. I am so grateful to have you here. Oh my gosh. I need just a little bit more throat coat tea, because I'm not used to singing this loud this early in the morning. It just warms the cockles. Something is obscuring the top center of the camera frame. Oh, I know what it is. Thank you. There we go. It's the little piece of plastic that goes down. It's your privacy shield, and it just happens to be making its way down in front of my very expensive $49 webcam. Thank you, you guys. I'm so happy to see you all. Okay. I think I'm going to do like just another half hour's worth of material, because we all have very exciting Saturdays to get onto. But somebody requested a song that I've never played live, Wearing Out, which in retrospect, I wrote this when my mom was in the hospital and just sort of on her decline, and it was just really hard to deal with. I was driving for Uber from like 4 o'clock in the morning until like 11 a.m. and then going to help her at the hospital and then coming home to my kids and then trying to get enough sleep. It was just a really weird, really crazy time. But in retrospect, this sounds a lot like what it feels like to live through a pandemic, what it feels like to live through lockdown, like never-ending lockdown, what it feels like to live through our crazy news cycle that we've been stuck in. So here's one from maybe just like 6 or 8 months after I moved up here to Seattle. This is called Wearing Out. I switch this over to a Rhodes. Can we please let up on the speed of the grindstone? Can we please let up on the pressure on my nose? Can we please bypass this parade of disappointments? Can we please try a detour down that alley and just see where it goes for a while? For a while. Can we please make a break for the door, for the exit? Can we please make a plan to escape from this place? We gotta get off the bus before the bus driver wrecks it. We gotta get somewhere safe where I might hide my sorry face for a while. For a while, because I'm wearing out. Yeah, I'm wearing out. Can we please call a truce, call time out, and say, Uncle, can we please take a rain check, take a powder, take a nap? Can we please find the way to get us out of this jungle? Can we please find some joy somewhere off of the map for a while? For a while, because I'm wearing out. Yeah, I'm wearing out. Yeah. Oops, runky. Excuse me. Here we go. It's all too much. I can't keep up. My sharpened edges are so dull. It's all too much. I can't keep up. I think my memory's almost full. It's all too much. I can't keep up. This is really not much fun. It's all too much. It's all too much. It's all too much. Yeah, I'm done. Because I'm wearing out. Yeah, I'm wearing out. Yeah, I'm wearing out. Yeah, it feels a lot more appropriate now. Wow. I thought it was hard driving an Uber and having my mom call me every 15 minutes complaining about hallucinations she was having. No, this is living in lockdown and pandemic is actually a little worse than that. Oh my gosh. You guys. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm so happy you're here. I'm so knocked out. This almost feels like we're all getting together and having fun in person together. It's like this close to that. Let's see. So, another request, which seems oddly appropriate at this point. So back in like February of 2019, is that right? My niece Stella suddenly got cancer. Like random, she thought she had like a sinus infection, and it turned out to be cancer, like right around her brain, in her face, and everything went to heck in a heck basket. And I wrote a bunch of songs about it, and we're coming up on the anniversary of her death. She made it for about a year, and it's someone I know recently was looking for songs that fit the pandemic, and Stella died literally like 3 weeks before lockdown started, and sort of a premonition. And I'm just going to play this song. I'm going to try to get through it without losing it, but it's starting to feel like it's a single story about a single person, which every time I think about it, and every time I look in the New York Times and see the new numbers of who's died today, this is what I think of. Turn that chorus down just a touch. Mm-hmm. Trying to make some sense of this. Trying to find the bright side here. Trying to wrap my brain around it, to stop falling to the ground and trying to get back up and over my fear. Trying to make some sense of this. How can this have come to pass? There ought to be a rule against it. It's just so goddamn defensive. It makes me want to kick somebody's ass. Because it's a mistake. This can't be right. We were alright.
rain last night. We were on solid ground and now we've stepped into thin air. And I keep pretending life is fair, trying to make some sense of this. Wanna go back to the way things were. Can't stop railing against the system, grind my teeth and pound my fist. I'm asking, why can't it be me instead of her? Because it's a mistake, this can't be right. We were alright as rain last night, and we were on solid ground, and now we've stepped into thin air. I keep pretending life is fair. You know what? I actually just want to sing happier songs. Let's divert back to a place which is a little bit more positive. How are we doing on sound, you guys? Any further requests for the mix? You keep me posted. I'll be right here. This one's called Look Up. Your doubt is underneath your feet. A sidewalk crack with groaning movement of tectonic plates beneath. It threatens like a concrete grin with tongue of pipe and jaws of clay and dirty teeth. Oh, look up. Look up. Well, maybe there's somebody dropping an anvil while you've been training your eyes on the landfill. You always frown, you're always looking down. Look up. The grass is green, this much you know. Or maybe brown, or if it's winter, then there will probably be some snow. And is it just your luck that pigeons do not warn you with a loud look out below? Oh, look up. Look up. Hey, what's on the ground that is so damn intriguing? Look at the tarantula up on the ceiling. You always frown, you're always looking down. Will you look up? Life is like a boat right down the gutter to the sewer. Maybe the water goes in looking brown and comes out bluer. Maybe you go in feeling old and used and come out newer. Maybe you'll be like Batman, vanquishing every evildoer. Or maybe not. Oh, look up. Oh, look up. Hey, what if the sky started falling above you? What if I told you that I really loved you? You always frown, you're always looking down. Look up. Look up. Look up. Look up. That's a weird one, but it always cheers me up. Thank you, guys. All right, let's see what else we got here. I'll tell you one thing we've got. We've got more throat coat tea. Ooh, that's a nice request. Yeah. Let me see what I can do here.
Christiana, I'll tell you what headphones I'm using. These are the headphones I teach with, and I also recommend them to my students. These are, the number is 880. The brand name has rubbed off because I've used them so much for like 10 years. It's on the tip of my tongue. Bug me about it, and I'll send you a link. But they're they're really remarkable. They're semi-closed. Sound escapes a little bit from them. So whenever you listen to my recordings, you can hear a little bit of the track bleeding through. But as a result, they also give you really good natural sound across the whole frequency spectrum. And I've mixed a lot of songs on them. They're wonderful. They're comfortable to wear enough all day, which is what I do because I teach from this spot right here with these headphones on all day long. Something 880s. You can get them from sweetwater.com. What is the name of the company? My friend Chris Rimple will know because I talked him into getting some for himself. Oh, and Greg Wood has an actual request. All right. Well, I'm going to pull up. I'm going to turn this one down a touch because it's a little hot. But I'm going to do a song for you from a little bit earlier in my cycle of craziness. One of the things I've been wrestling with since I moved up here to Seattle, before I got this great kind of life-affirming, totally awesome job teaching voice and piano and occasionally guitar and bass and drums at the West Seattle School of Rock, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do to earn a living because the things I'd been doing to earn a living, those doors were closing once I moved up here. Once I broke up with my former writing and bandmate partner person. So it was a tricky place to be, and it took a little while for me to figure out what I was going to do. And feeling like I had bought into this vision of I'm going to be a rock star. I'm going to grow up and I'm going to be on Broadway. I'm going to be a rock star. It's going to be amazing. It's hard to let go of those dreams. And this song is about reckoning with the fact that those dreams are just dreams, and whether or not you get those things doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be happy. It's more like you need to put away. You need to divest yourself from the trappings of those dreams and just focus on the things that actually bring you joy, which is connecting with other human beings and making the world a better place. At least that's what it is for me. But when I wrote this song, I didn't know that yet. So this one is called Tri-Fold Color Brochure. At some point, you're supposed to be hitting your stride, right? At some point, you don't have all this bottled up inside, right? Yeah, at some point, you are moving on up into a brand new double wide, right? Isn't that what it says in this brochure? There's supposed to be a pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. They don't tell you the trip will be fraught with misunderstandings and pain, though. I guess they were not kidding when they said no pain, no gain, yo. I mean, I think that's what it says in this brochure. I think that's what it said in this brochure. Just look. Let me pull it out and show you. Just look. Don't let the creases and the dog-eared edges throw you. You should look at all the attractive and exciting and successful friends just waiting to get to know you. Reality is the disease, and this here is the cure. You will find what you are seeking in this tri-fold color brochure. Aren't there supposed to be hotcakes and sausage for breakfast? And a policy of no sucker punches to your solar plexus? Aren't you supposed to be forgiven for things you said and did when you were dumb and young and reckless? I thought I read something about that in this brochure. At some point you're supposed to be getting a whole lot more mature, right? At some point you're supposed to stop being so damned insecure, right? Yeah, at some point your life is supposed to look more like the pages of that brochure, right? I thought I read that somewhere in that brochure. Let me check the fine print of that brochure. I mean, look, just look. Those well-dressed people look contented. You should look, just look. You look, just look. All of their teeth are white, their smiles are genuine, and no one looks demented. Reality is a disease, and this here is the cure. You will find what you are seeking in this tricolor brochure. I mean, see the glossy photos and the fancy graphic design. The firm yet flexible paper on which it's printed feels so fine. The photos where everyone's good looking and they're enjoying fancy food and wine. Nobody screws things up like I did and has to go back to the end of the line. I wanna make that good life mine. I want to make that good life mine. But the daily grind is what I find most likely to endure. And with each passing day it less and less resembles that brochure. What were once just some charming minor peccadillos have hardened into calcified habits like petrified armadillos. Sometimes when I look at the way things have gone, I'd really, really like to kill those people who printed up this extremely fanciful brochure. But I understand the choice was mine all along, though. I could have worn my earplugs and turned down the siren song, though. Nobody pushed me to dive in so deep and swim so strong for so damn long, so that all I have left is this waterlogged brochure. And this freaking waterlogged brochure. I mean, look, just look. That lap of luxury looks so comfy and inviting. You should look, just look. All those parties with those pretty people look so damned exciting. You should look, you should look. Everybody's rich and famous, and there's always lovely lighting. Reality is the disease, and this here is the cure. You will find what you are seeking in this tricolor brochure. Tricolor brochure. Stopped unexpectedly. Yay! Cosmo, it's so nice to see you here. Thank you for getting up early. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 more, and then I think we should all get on with our wonderful pandemic Saturdays. In case I haven't mentioned it yet, I'm so happy that you guys are all here. It warms the cockles of my heart. Why don't we... I feel like my voice is kind of running pretty ragged right here. I'm just refresh my water. Why don't you guys go grab yourselves a beverage, and I'll see you in like 60 seconds. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Woo! Woo! Yeah, okay. I don't know if I'm coming down with a cold or something, but man, those high notes are not quite there the way they usually are during my teaching week. Let me just get a cut. Well, I just got a text request. It is very fun to have all of this this input from all your awesome selves. You know what? I'm going to do a song which has some curse words in it. So those of you who have sensitive ears, please just prepare yourselves, or maybe just put on your curse word filter. Yeah, one of the things that I discovered, and probably I've been subject to seasonal affective disorder since moving up here to Seattle. I know that a lot of Seattleites tend to be have trouble with vitamin D and daylight and the lack of it in the winter. I think I'm not suffering from it this year, but during my first year, I definitely was. And I think while I was in the depths of all of that and things were very difficult before I got my awesome job that I love, I wrote this one. And it, again, never ceases to make me feel better when I'm feeling a little low. I just like put this one on, or I sing it to myself, and just, it's like an automatic +2 rungs on the ladder kind of thing, you know? It goes like it's called Days in Between. A day is gonna come when you won't feel shitty anymore, but that day's not here yet. That day's not here yet. A day's gonna come when you won't be wiping yourself off the floor. That day's not here yet. That day's not here yet. And when that day arrives, it will be glorious, glorious. There will be angels singing and a great big brass band and a llama on a trampoline. Yeah, when that day arrives, it will be glorious. But today is not that day. Today is one of those days in between. A day's gonna come when you won't have to kick your own ass. But that day's not here yet. That day's not here yet. Day's gonna come when you won't be all alack and alas. But that day's not here yet. That day's not here yet. And when that day arrives, it will be marvelous, marvelous. There will be cake and bocce ball and a big orange slushy machine. Yeah, when that day arrives, it will be marvelous. But today is not that day. Today is one of those days where I have to reveal the lyrics to the bridge because I don't remember them, but I forgot to put them in front of me. Here they are. In between, will you just hang the fuck on, my friend? This less than perfect day at the end. If you can just get your ass out of bed and comb that thinning hair on your head and put one foot in front of the other instead, you'll see. You'll see. A day is gonna come when you wake up and everything's fine. But that day's not here yet. That day's not here yet. A day's gonna come when you'll smile and relax and unwind. But that day's not here yet. That day's not here yet. And when that day arrives, you will be better off. The world will not look poopy brown or moldy, pukey, split pea green. Yeah, when that day arrives, you will be better off. But today is not that day. Yeah, in order to get to that day, you've got to live through all these days in between. Thank you, guys. Yay. My God, it would totally be a brilliant sitcom theme. Thank you, Mose. What an excellent idea. Let's make a sitcom for that one with lots of profanity. see what else I've got ready to roll here. You know, I think that I would very much like to play for you 2 more songs. I'm gonna do "Time Gone By," which I wrote for New Year's Eve, first year I was here. And it's very much a New Year's Eve kind of song, and those of you who know me pretty well know that I've done a lot of New Year's Eve songs over the years because we did our show Striking 12, which is a musical that takes place on New Year's Eve. So I've spent a lot of time thinking about the weird non-holiday that New Year's Eve is. And it's this sort of random moment where we say, okay, we are ending a year with this number and changing it over to a year with that number, but it doesn't really change anything except in our minds. I don't know. Anyway, this is Time Goes By. And as the year draws to a close, we demarcate the time gone by with bubbly wine and party clothes and fireworks up in the sky. And it's so easy to give way and let nostalgia shamble in and take a seat behind your roll-top desk and point out all that might have been and highlight mistakes that you have made and memories that will make you cry. The best of plans from which you strayed, the golden chance you let slip by. But the time gone by is gone. It's not for you to ruminate upon. Tomorrow the sun will rise and bring the dawn, and you will keep going on. The time gone by is gone. We'll drink a cup of kindness, yet a cup of coffee when we wake. We'll bid goodbye to all regret. Let's close the door on old heartache. Let old acquaintances be acquitted of misdemeanors they committed. Let all the water underneath this bridge wash away the stain of any crime. Let's all take a breath, hope for the best, and keep close watch on that cuckoo's nest, and make one resolution to do better next time. 'Cause the time gone by is gone. It's not for you to ruminate upon. Tomorrow the sun will rise and bring the dawn, and you keep going on. Well, the time gone by is gone. Thank you, guys. All right. We're going to do one more and then call it a morning. And I'll probably go drink some more throat coat tea. Before I do this last song, let me just say from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for coming to this live stream. Thank you for donating to the GoFundMe to help us get a new furnace. The house is comfortable for the first time in 2 weeks, and last night I had to take off my second blanket and just sleep under one blanket, which, like, I'm not used to that experience. It's awesome. I don't usually keep the house that warm at night, but apparently this 2-stage furnace does, like, makes the top floor of the house actually kind of comfy, which is brilliant. Michaela says that when she's really cold all the time, she gets aches in her body and everything kind of sucks. And that just hasn't been the case for 2 days. And my kids are happy, and I'm not afraid. So thank you for heating my house and taking away that fear. It's been really, really nice. More than that, I'm just kind of blown away with, oh, yay, fizzy drinks. It's totally fizzy time in London. It's not quite fizzy time here in Seattle. I'm just blown away by the generosity, and I'm blown away by how generosity and kindness can snowball, just in the same way that QAnon and complete and utter BS can snowball in the wrong direction. The goodness of human nature can also snowball as well, and it really gives me hope in the years ahead. Hope which had been very sadly draining, almost completely dry in my hope reservoir. So thank you. I'm going to do one more. It's our hit. It's the one with the most plays on Spotify, but probably because we don't have most of our records on Spotify. I need to fix that. This is called No Room in Your Bag. It's about my mom. Let me try this. Yeah, let's go back to the roads. Yeah. More. Yeah. A little bit more like that. She said in 1967 she got married to my father with a bar, a pair of blue jeans, and a bridesmaid. And San Francisco was a bubble of excitement, like a butterfly hopping in the stomach of a decade. She didn't know exactly everything he'd been through. She didn't know exactly what she'd gotten into. She got an offer from a magazine to write about the music scene because they liked her resume and bio. She told her husband, who'd been offered a position on the faculty of music at a college in Ohio. He said, "You either take this job or save our marriage." So she put her luggage in the back of his carriage, and she said, "You make a choice, you make a call. You may rise, you may fall, and you will pay for what you get. You got no room in your bag for regret." She said that 1975 was like a purgatory, doing needlepoint inside a decompression chamber. And Cincinnati was a garden of conservatism, growing like a vine that tried to tie her down and tame her. She said, "Now surely there has been a big mistake here. This ain't resembling the mark I want to make here." Yeah. She saw her future single. Here we go. She saw her future like a single at the bottom of a stack of records that'll never ever see the buzz bin, and she had subjugated all of her desires for the good of the family unit and the betterment of the husband. She saw that they had not been marching to the same drum. Well, she took her son and hit the road to where she came from, and she said, "You make a choice, you make a call. You may rise, you may fall, and you will pay for what you get. But you got no room in your bag for regret." She drove that beat-up Pinto out to California. She kept the windows down, and the air was hot and dry. And she kept hearing Joe Cocker on the radio, singing "You Are So Beautiful," and it always made her cry. And in the rearview mirror, piled high were crib and walker, toys and clothes and little shoes for little tiny feet. There ain't no room in here for things she wished she might have done, only her behind the wheel. And a consequence of all her actions, fast asleep on the passenger seat. Yeah, 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 yeah. She said that 1989 was like a fuse that burned inexorably to the dynamite of my departure. And she was sad that I was growing up, but glad to shoot me out into the world like an arrow from an archer. As I was packing up to leave and go to college, she put a minute to impart a bit of knowledge. And she said, "You won't make a choice, you make a call. You may rise, you may fall, and you yet. But you got no room in your bag for regret. Cause you make a choice, you make a call. You may rise, you may fall, and you will pay. You will pay for what you get. But you got no room in your bag for regret. Well, you got no room in your bag for regret. You guys, thank you so much. Yeah, I can't thank you enough. It's such a pleasure to connect with you guys in real time. And just to connect with you guys again, it's been ages. This was hella fun. I could make these, I could do this again. I don't know, like maybe before another 2 years go out. So please stay in touch with me. Reach out on Twitter, Facebook, send me an email, send me a text. Let's talk on Patreon, which is where me and approximately 76 awesome people are in regular conversation basically every week. I'm a little behind, but I'm putting out a song a week there. I am so freaking grateful to you, and I will see your awesome selves next time.